Hey, I'm Greg Batlin. We're here in Boquete, Panama with a team of volunteers from Quiet Hour Ministries. This is Missions Today. Our team arrived here in Panama during one of the most momentous occasions in this country's history. The Panama Canal is one of the most recognizable and economically profitable industries in this entire country. And now its citizens are celebrating the fact that the new Panama Canal expansion project has just opened, which is a second canal beside the original that's twice as wide. Our team is now headed to Boquete, Panama, which is an hour's flight west of Panama City. And there, they'll be hosting medical clinics, children's programs, working on a church construction project, and sharing saving grace through our evangelistic meetings. We're here at our medical clinic in Palmyra, which is actually one of the more robust medical clinics that we've ever had. We've been able to team up with the local public health department. This is their building, and inside we have doctors that are seeing patients. We have eyeglasses that we've been giving out. We have a full-blown pharmacy. We're doing health screenings and nutrition counseling. And as this is one of the poorest populations in the area, our team is actually able to give out clothes and toys and other things that they might need.
All those people waiting over there are all gonna have to come through here eventually. If they want an eye exam, they have to go in that room. After we send them to get their glass checked, here's where they get their glasses.
This classroom is actually going to be an eye clinic, and this is actually my first time here. Funny thing is, I'm working in the eye clinic. Honestly, I can't even see, but it's fine.
We're registering those that are coming today to get help. They will be getting to go see the doctor or get their eyes examined and get their lab work.
Give us strength, energy, and endurance, Father. And I pray, Lord, that you be with these people being ministered unto, Father. And we pray all these things in the name of Jesus.
It was really scary for when they couldn't see the first letter. I was just like, wow, like, how did these people go out through their daily lives? Like, if they can't see that, how can they see anything?
I pointed to the letters, and then they would say them, or they wouldn't say them, depending on if they could see them or not.
You'd look at their prescription and then see how much they could see, and then you pick glasses from there.
For the people, it's something that's very valuable to them. You can tell because they'll be here 3 to 4 hours ahead of opening time. And they just want to mob the place.
It was really cool to see one of my best friends, Michael, he's leading out in triage, he's taking people's blood pressure.
I had 30 seconds to learn how to take somebody's blood pressure, and they threw me a stethoscope, they threw me a blood pressure thing, and there I was sitting in my own triage center treating people.
I think it's interesting because Michael, his mom's a nurse, and I was like, yeah, I could totally see him as a doctor, seeing patients.
Having someone's life in your hands, because even though my Spanish isn't as excelled, I could still speak to these people. And so that was exciting to see that I can actually tell them, okay, let's do this, let's try this, this and that. And then once you see the doctor, let's do ABC.
It was really cool to see him step up like that. My friend Bailey, she's in the pharmacy and she's filling out all the medications, doesn't speak any Spanish, but she's filling them out in Spanish and learning a lot. And it's just cool to see them step up like that.
Our kids, our helpers, some of them are bilingual perfectly, but that's very few. Others, they're picking up some of their Spanish and dusting it off and using it from high school. And they're learning the words that they need to learn. It's coming back to them.
2 of my friends worked in the eye clinic. Just to hear what they've done, just to help that few of people that did get the glasses was amazing.
So it was really sad because I had one guy who he only needed reading glasses. And so I gave him the weakest glasses we had. He's like, oh no, too strong. And he's like, I'm sorry, it's all I have. And he had like 3 kids right there, and we had to send him away with no glasses. And I was so sad. I'm like, I really wanted him to have glasses. But hopefully he'll be back tomorrow, and hopefully we'll have more glasses.
Right now we're in Caldera, Panama, and we're moving bricks to build a bathroom and a pastor's office.
For some reason, I don't really know why they never put the bricks in the right area. You're always gonna have to move the bricks. The bricks are never gonna be where they're supposed to be. So the bricks are like at the bottom of the hill, and bricks need to be at the top of the hill. So we had to move like, there was probably like 300 bricks. I'm allowed to overestimate because I moved them.
My story is there's about 1,000 of them. Each brick weighs probably about, I don't know, it felt like 20 pounds each. That's my story, so.
So there's like a lot of bricks that we moved, and we just had like an assembly line passing bricks.
And by the end, you know, there's still a stack and it doesn't seem to be going away.
We were shoveling 6 buckets of rocks into like this machine and 6 buckets of sand.
I mean, I knew how they make cement, but it was just cool to see it like happen. We got the rocks and we shoveled it, we threw it in this thing that was like spinning. And then there was water, and then we had dirt. And then after that, we'd dump it out. And you had to make sure it was the right consistency. It couldn't be like too liquidy or too tough, because then you couldn't spread it out on the floor.
And I dug holes, like trenches in the sides. And then at lunchtime, I took a nap because I was so tired.
If you're doing strenuous work and you're covered in dirt and you're sweating buckets and your arms, they hurt, all you want to do is die.
It was go, go, go. We had to work like really hard. I was sweating, it was so hot.
The thing that holds you up and that keeps you going is the thought that, you know what, one day they will learn about God, and even if it hurts right now, you'll feel very good later.
You know, at home we have those trucks that come by and dump it for us. They pick it up from an ore, they mix it all in. Here they have 3 different materials. There's rock, there's concrete, and another base that we put in there. And then we do it in per bucket here and put it all together. We are mixing, you would say, the mortar for the base of the brick, which would be the foundation of the wall going up. And we're getting ready to lay our first wall down, or our first layer of brick, which is the most important.
We're building bathrooms, but the bathrooms we have, that's a hole. We're working on the septic tank for the bathroom, which, if you don't know what that is, I didn't know what it is. It's where everything goes. Doesn't really look like much, but it'll come together.
We had like this long, kind of like a pole, kind of like a stick that would go across the floor, so that way you just push it so it evens it out. And that was the process. And after it dried a little bit, then we got these, I forgot what they're called, but it reminds me of, you know, when you have the cake, the new cake batter. Well, you get that, and we smooth it out like that, so that way the floor is even.
Well, you know that song, what is that song? Like, 100 bottles of milk on the wall, 100 bottles of milk.
So she started singing 99 stacks of bricks on the wall.
So you take one down and pass it down, and we only have 98 to go, so you have to get me in the moment to sing it.
25 stacks of bricks on the wall, 25 stacks of bricks. You take them down, you pass it around. 25 stacks of bricks.
It's a lot of bricks, so it's a very long song.
I always feel like if you can make a job, you know, a little more fun, a little more entertaining, then people will do it.
Last one, guys, coming in. Go, Yay! Woo!
We're done.
Yes.
How does it feel?
Oh, dear.
Wonderful. My hands are sweaty. So finally finished all the bricks, and it feels really good. We got them all over here. Now we have to place them all over there. But you know what? Step in progress.
Every day once we're done with our job, we come home, we clean up, have dinner, and then we end up going up to our separate churches.
So we take all the kids, take them outside, they sit in their little chairs, little plastic chairs they have, and we put on little puppet shows.
At first, I wasn't having fun. The kids weren't having fun. They were just like,
I've never been good with kids. I've never liked kids. And to put me in charge of a whole group of kids, like, I don't know who did that, but luckily I had my teammates, Holly and Jonathan and Sophia Delator to help me.
My favorite part is the puppet show, because I'm crazy, and so I like to be crazy, and then they love it.
Vincent came to our group, and he made it more fun for the kids, because I don't speak Spanish, so I mean, like, I'm just like, hola.
I always thought, like, man, this is gonna get lost in translation. They have no idea what's going on, but even if they don't, they have the time of their lives, just laughing.
But when he came, like, we did more stuff with them, and they started laughing and having fun, and now they hug us.
They're just so happy all the time, and they don't even care that, like, the songs that we're singing are in English, or, you know, that my Spanish is really bad. They won't even make fun of me. They'll just love on you, and it's something that you get from that, just like love. Love is just, you know, God is love, and you get a really big picture of what God is, and it just makes you feel really good inside because you're doing God's work.
We tie in a biblical message throughout these games, throughout these songs, for these kids to be able to understand, you know, at a young age, that there is a God who loves it, that there's someone who's there for them.
Yesterday was David and Goliath. I gotta play Goliath. I gotta stand up on the chair, make gruff noises, strong muscles. Yeah, they were all laughing so hard. I was laughing pretty hard too.
I actually did see one kid who in particular one night was just so cool. Like I don't know, something about them was like really cool when we were singing the songs. And while we were doing the craft with them, while we were doing all these things with them, this specific kid stood out to me.
She's so cute. She's the youngest there, I'm pretty sure. And like, I don't know, she's just really cute. And like, she listens, and then she like tugs on my arm sometimes, and she's like, come here. I'm like, what? And then she whispers something in my ear. I'm like, I don't understand what you're saying.
I can finally say that there's one kid who doesn't annoy me, and it's this kid.
At the end of the day, we leave them with some toys. I left some girls yesterday with little Minnie Mouse dolls. They're so happy. If you bring a friend tomorrow, you and your friend get more toys. So that really helps them all come back.
The Bible is fun to learn sometimes. You know, it's not always about just sitting in one position, listening to someone else talk to you about it. And we put on a program for them that brings down what the adults are learning to a very basic terms for them.
I was cursed with the plague.
I was shaking so much, and I wasn't cold, I wasn't hot, but I just like wrapped the blanket around me, and I kept like shaking.
Puking, throwing up, everything. It was just not pleasant.
So my sister was laying on the couch, and I was like, what's wrong? She's like, I don't feel good.
So my 17-year-old starts, you know, posting this stuff, Snapchat, about how they're both sick, you know.
I haven't been sick in so long. I was like, I'm not gonna get sick. I take my vitamins.
And I was crying, I was sweating, and yeah, so.
Everything went downhill. I woke up in the morning, it was out. Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, me, my sister, my aunt, yeah, we all got sick.
But even through their sickness, they still, you know, built the courage to like get up and still go out and do work. Because at the end of the day, even though we do feel sick, we do feel a little down, we're here to do work.
I had a bug, really bad one. Kept me up most of the night, and I missed breakfast, couldn't hold nothing down. And lunch came around, I said, I'll go with guys' lunch, but lunch held me back, couldn't go to that. I'm so glad that I got out today, because these kids today were awesome. They were coloring, they were clapping, they were excited. I was talking with them, and it was a wonderful night. So thanks, my God, that I got through it and got a little stronger. But I love helping these kids out. They're really good kids. They're still so happy. They, you know, the things they got little tiny crayons that maybe back home we throw away and rather melt into something else. Their toys are hand-me-downs. I grew up with hand-me-downs, so I loved it, but things that we value are so different here, and they appreciate a lot. And that's an eye-opener. They appreciate a lot.
Inspired by these mission stories? Be a part of the story by joining us on a mission trip. Find out more and sign up now at qhministries.org or call us at 800-900-9021.
In 1269, Kublai Khan sent a request from Peking to Rome for 100 wise men of the Christian religion. And he said, "So I shall be baptized, and when I shall be baptized, my baron and great men will be baptized, and their subjects baptized, and so there will be more Christians here than there are in your parts." The Mongols were then wavering in the choice of religion. It might have been, as Kublai forecast, the greatest mass religious movement the world has ever seen. The history of all Asia would have been changed. What actually happened? Well, we Christians answered this request by only sending 2 Dominican friars. They got as far as Armenia, but could endure the trip no longer, and they returned home, and so passed the greatest missionary opportunity in the history of the church. God commanded us in Matthew 28, verse 19 and 20. He said, "Therefore, go and make disciples of all the nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, and teaching them to obey everything I have commanded you. And surely I am with you always to the very end of the age." God has called us to go. Despite hardships, despite your perceptions, God has called you to go. What mission is He calling you to today? And what answer might you give Him in your mission?
Welcome back to Missions Today. We're here at the Boquete Tree Track in Panama on our excursion day. Woo! Woo!
We're riding up this hill that's like this, and the truck starts sliding backwards.
It turns out it's because there's a road made for the truck. There was a gardener just hacking away, and we're like beeping at him for a couple seconds, and he just won't stop. He really wants that grass cut.
And I'm thinking, I'm gonna die in this truck in Panama. I don't even get to do the zip line.
So here at Boquete Tree Track, there's many things like bridges and zip lining, like that guy.
This was something I've never seen before. You're up in the mountains, you're hiking up, you're literally above the tree line.
I was super scared at first. I thought I was gonna die.
I trusted the line. I saw how many people went and they were safe.
I have my sister with me on this mission trip, who has never done anything like this. This is her first mission trip. Was scared to death. They get my sister hooked in. She's about ready to lose it, and he just lets her go.
Like, I've been on a zip line before, but I've never been on one that you just keep going.
There were 12 zip lines I've been on, and they were so fast we barely had enough time to relax and enjoy it.
Because you have to jump up to the rope and like grab on, and then they like hook you in and stuff.
And he puts me on, I'm like, wait, what am I doing? And he pushes me on. I was like, ah!
And then like you're flying through and the wind's like blowing through your hair. It's just like, yay!
Once like I got to stop and look around, I was like, wow, we're really doing this.
I was so amazed about how beautiful Panama is and the nature.
It was the most exhilarating thing I think I've ever done in my life.
I wish I could do it again.
Part of our tour was to go on a canopy walk, and so it included 6 long bridges and 2 waterfalls.
I don't like activeness. I don't like being active. I really just want to stay home.
Michael's not really a physical person, but I think he enjoyed it. He enjoys getting more pictures for his feed. It was really fun, really tiring, really sweaty, and once we got home, we knocked out.
Last season, when we were in Panama City, we checked in on a church construction project that had been sponsored by Quiet Hour Ministries but wasn't yet completed. So we're going to head back over there right now and see how things are going.
A group from the United States, sent by Quiet Hour Ministries, came to this area to help build the structure of this church. After that team had gone home, this man from the community was invited to use his construction skills to make some improvements upon this church. While doing so, a church member talked to him about Christ, and in time, he accepted the message of Jesus. He is now a member of our church and has continued the work that Quiet Hour Ministries has begun. My friend, I must ask you an important question. Now that you have accepted Christ Jesus, how do you feel?
I have lived something better since I have accepted Christ. I truly believe that we preach with depth, we preach with conviction, we preach with the Bible, and we preach with the truth. That is why I stay here in the Seventh-day Adventist Church.
We can see that sharing Jesus with our community truly works. And our members are taking advantage of this because with a little conversation, people from all over our area are being drawn to the message of Christ and to accept Him as their personal Savior and Lord.
So right now we are actually at a foster home in Boquete, and it's home to about 40 or 50 young kids. We're putting on a children's program for them for a couple of hours, and we're also at the same time doing a medical program for them to treat them in the best way that we can with whatever medicine that we do have.
I met a little boy named similar to mine, and he is just adorable. His favorite color is brown. He's so happy to be here, or that we're here, not having a parent that couldn't provide, or losing a parent as well too. It breaks my heart really to see them go through this, to see their faces light up like this. It's raining, it's gloomy outside, but in this room it's like bright of sunshine. There's a light coming out of there. It's awesome.
So I was working with Dr. Maley, and I noticed that inside with the other doctors, there are girls who are like 11 years old with children of their own, their mothers, and it was hard for me to register at first because they look like she's holding her little sister or something, and it doesn't seem like that these 17, 15-year-old girls coming in with babies are they holding their own children. And I'm looking at them like, oh, that's nice. I'm like, wait. In the clinic, there was a little baby who was crying, and she was just crying a lot, and Dr. Maley was trying to put the stethoscope on the baby, and he couldn't like bear it. And the mom was just like, it was just really loud in there, and we didn't know what to do. So I just started singing the lullaby, a dormir, mira las cielos. And the baby stopped crying. Like, that's the only lullaby in Spanish that I know. And I never thought it would come in handy until I had children of my own, honestly.
This is actually our second to last day here in Panama, and right now for these kids, all we can do for them is, pray for them as they continue being safe, pray for their families if they have kids, for this whole place, that it can continue being a safe ground for kids of all ages.
So we just got here to the Caldera site where Celeste and Laxmi have been preaching. And Celeste, you were just telling us there's some challenges. Obviously the crowd here is quite light. We usually like to have a few more people than this that you're preaching to. So what's going on here? What's the challenge?
I was talking to one of the ladies and asking her, what are the needs of the community?
Right.
And she was saying that the kids actually have to pay for a taxi to get to school every day.
Okay.
So it's about 50 cents every day that they have to get there. So I'm thinking,
and everyone around here takes taxis.
They all have
everywhere.
to take a taxi to get to school.
Okay.
So I don't know if there's something we can do where we go out into the community and
just
pay
shuttle
for the
people
kids,
or
right?
Yeah.
Shuttle the kids to school and just give them a positive view of the church and what we're doing, that we're just here to help.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I'm looking at our numbers tonight, and we're very few.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing about mission trips. You just kind of have to roll with the punches. Right. At times you never know what's going to happen. You never know what outside factors are going to influence the effect that you're having on the community. And so we just have to do what we can and pray that the Lord makes up the difference.
That's right.
So here at the children's service at Caldera, there was actually one little girl in particular. She was about 7 years old, and she was here the first night, and me being the kind of person that I am, I don't really work well with kids, but for the first time I found someone who really stood out to me, who really was easy to work with for me, who was really motivated to just learn about God. But because of certain pressures that are put on the townspeople here at Caldera, she's not here tonight. She brought my hopes up that I can actually work with people like her, like kids and that stuff, and I was really looking forward to seeing her again, but she's not here. And so it hurts. It hurts me, but my hope is that home or wherever they are, I hope that God's blessing them.
From doing something like this, we're creating leaders. We're investing in our kids because we tell them all the time that they are the future, that they need to be the leaders of the future, but yet we're not investing in them. We need to make the investment.
The leader, Celeste, kind of like I told her I didn't want to go. I was like, I don't want to go anymore. And she was like, oh no, you're going. And I was like, fine. So here I am. And I'm glad I came. I'm glad she actually forced me to do it.
I'm gonna take home like this experience, this like teaching other people about God in a different country. Like that's a new step for me. Like I've never done that before.
Doing something so out of their comfort zone, it changes them. And when they come back home, they become the leaders that we need them to be.
Even though I tell myself I'm not someone who likes people, I'm not someone who likes kids, or someone who doesn't like leaving his comfort zone of Los Angeles, his city life, you know, the Wi-Fi or his internet connection or his phone service. We don't have that here.
They don't have anything. They're excited by one little toy that you give them. And I think that's what like having Jesus really is to be happy in what you have, happy in the small things.
Well, but I do think that leaving that kind of stuff and trying to help people is making a difference in my life and their lives.
I love working with the Quiet Hour because when you're coming out and doing a construction site, when you're coming out and doing a medical, and then you're having meetings, I think that's exactly the way that Jesus would have done things.
Like in a place like this, how can you doubt God? Back at home, like they don't believe in God because they're so distracted, so blinded by all the distractions that they can't see Him anymore.
They have to make their own decisions for Christ. And I tell them all the time that I'm going to feel like an ultimate failure as a youth director if they don't spend their life devoted to Christ.
I felt spiritually dry in California. I felt very empty with God, you know, and all I wanted was an awakening. And oh my gosh, I got like the first push. Just to be able to help people, just to be able to like show them, have God use your talents, things that you didn't even think that you could, that were worth anything, honestly.
I think it helps me know more about Jesus by first like getting to know myself.
I do mission trips because I believe that there's a world out there who needs to hear about the love of Christ.
What I would say to people who are wondering if they want to go on a mission trip or not is do it. You know, you think you know what you're going to get from it. You think, oh yeah, okay, I'm sure I'll be blessed. It'll be a good experience. But you don't understand. This is like blessings pouring down from heaven.
More than anything, I invest in them because I know that it made a difference for me. And my prayer is that they come home and they are so solid in their walk with Christ that they spend the rest of their life finding other people to witness to and finding other people to invest in.
We've had an amazing time here in Panama, and it's always thrilling to me to be with a church group of young people who are excited about their mission. Quiet Hour Ministries actually does customized mission trips for church groups. So if your church group is ever interested in going on a mission trip, make sure to contact us so we can sign you up for one. And join us next time on Missions Today. We're running an awesome contest where you could win an expenses-paid mission trip for yourself or a loved one. So head over right now to qhministries.org/contest.